Shalom, Shalom, and welcome. Welcome to Endtime Reflections. If you're tuning in for the first time, my name is Symmanayah, and these are indeed the words I'm compelled to present before an awakening set-apart nation. This is the 62nd installment of Endtime Reflections. Here I present the case why it is necessary to expect discipline from Abba Yahuah to equip us with the abilities necessary for piercing the noise. My brothers and sisters, if you seek to do the will of the Almighty Father, I indeed consider you my brother or my sister. Each waking day we face sounds, noises of different types, from people to things, to machines, to living creatures. Sounds of many types. In today's society, hearing one's cell phone or tech device making noise is commonplace. We are beginning to witness noise that bring uncertainty as to what must be done during these emerging trying times. In addition to common and frequent noises, we face the noise of different teachings regarding the name of the Almighty Father Yahuah. There are different sounds regarding the name of Yahusha, along with many different positions of belief and practices among Hebrews, Abraham, or Gentiles, Goyim, which means other nations. Our teachings are very much different in many ways, shapes, and form, as well as what we are doing to prepare for these end times. But the time is now to realize that only one set apart Almighty One, and He will establish what is correct among those who will fulfill specific end time prophecies. Come listen, hear, and seek to discern why piercing the noise will prove to be necessary for our final days. But before I continue, let me say this. The views expressed in these podcasts do not necessarily reflect the views of the owners, managers, or shareholders of this media platform. With that said, let me begin by reading John 6:44. No one is able to come to me unless the Father who sent me draws him, and I shall raise him up in the last day. We must be mindful, my brothers and sisters. So many people want to do work, quote unquote, for Yahusha, and they do not seek to discern whether He is drawing individuals or He is using you to draw someone to Yahusha Mashiach. Just as in John 12:32, where the Mashiach is quoted as saying, "And I, if I am lifted up from the earth, shall draw all men to myself." There are brothers and sisters that are drawing members to their camps, communities, fellowships, and groups. There are leaders, mores, teachers, pastors, deacons, bishops. They are drawing individuals to their camps, their fellowships, their groups, failing to realize that out of obedience to the Almighty Father, being drawn to Yahushua Mashiach, it is the common point of walking in obedience that we will find ourselves truly drawn together and bound together by the power and might of the Almighty Father in Yahusha's name. And then when it comes to teachings, there are those who would rather pat themselves on the back, unaware of the origins of the words of instructions. They fail to realize the life in the following passage. These words I have spoken to you while still with you. This is John 14:25 and 26. It says, but the Helper, the set-apart Spirit, whom the Father shall send in my name. This is the Mashiach talking. So His Father's going to send the set-apart Spirit in Yahusha's name. He shall teach you all and remind you all of all that I've said to you. So many people miss the life in what this is saying. Yes, the literal, He's speaking to His taught ones. But beyond that, He's speaking to us. Let me now bring to your attention the following, of which I will comment on as I go. Isaiah 11:12, and He shall raise a banner for the nations, and gather the outcasts of Yashar'al, and assemble the dispersed of Yehudah from the four corners of the earth. This speaks of the final exodus, my brothers and sisters. Do you not think out of all the noise that is going on in these last days, that He will not bring us to a point of piercing through the noise and coming together, knowing what it takes to gather together? Isaiah 43:5-7 say, do not fear, for I am with you. I shall bring your seed from the east, gather you from the west. I shall say to the north, give them up, and to the south, do not keep them back. Bring my sons from afar and my daughters from the ends of the earth. All those who are called by my name, whom I have created, formed, even made for my esteem. So many people will say all of us will be gathered before the return of Yahusha Mashiach. And it's not everyone. It's those that he has formed and made for his esteem to fulfill that. Because consider, there will be some killed for Yahusha's name. There will be martyrs. There will be some led astray. But there will be a final exodus. Matthew 24:9 says, then they shall deliver you up to affliction and kill you, and you shall be hated by all nations for my name's sake. You see, some will be killed. 1 Thessalonians 5:9 and 10 says, because the Almighty One did not appoint us to wrath, but to obtain deliverance through our Master Yahusha Messiah, who died for us, so that we, whether awake or asleep, this sleep is talking about physical death, shall live together with him. There will be those that will face physical death. So everyone won't be gathered in the final exodus before the physical return of Yahusha. But when judgment day comes, indeed all will be gathered. Matthew 5:43-45 says, you heard that it was said, you shall love your neighbor and hate your enemy. But I say to you to love your enemies, bless those cursing you, do good to those hating you, and pray for those insulting you and persecuting you, that you become sons of your Father in the heavens, because he makes the sun rise on the wicked and on the good, and sends rain on the righteous and on the unrighteous. You see, my brothers and sisters, he wants us to walk in set apartness. He sends rain on the just and the unjust. So don't think because we are a set-apart child of Yahuwah, we will not see some of the brothers and sisters face physical death during these end times, be in the wrong place at the wrong time, face widespread destruction for various reasons, some good, some bad. And my brothers and sisters, when they say love your neighbors and you should love your neighbors, your enemies, I say love your enemies, bless those cursing you, do good to those hating you. It's saying doing what is set apart, what is righteous. It's not saying be passive. Love kills sometimes. Do you not see where the Almighty Father Yahuah has slain nations out of his love for us? Love heals at times. Have we not witnessed the mighty Father heal us? So when it says, my brothers and sisters, love your enemies, you do what is right and set apart. It is not saying be passive. Let me continue. Revelation 7:4 says, and I heard the number of those who were sealed, 144,000 sealed out of all the tribes of Yashar'al. You see, many people stop there and don't read down to the 9th verse when it says, after this I looked and saw a great crowd, which no one was able to count, out of all nations and tribes and peoples and tongues, standing before the throne and before the Lamb, dressed in white robes, and palm branches in their hands, and crying out with a loud voice, saying, deliverance belongs to our Almighty One, who sits on the throne, and to the Lamb. You see, many stop and think it's just 144,000 that's sealed. It is the great multitude along with the 144,000. Do you think the 144,000 are the only ones that come out of the tribulation? Think again. Drop down to the 14th verse. And I said to him, Master, you know, he said to me, these are those coming out of the great distress, having washed their robes and made them white in the blood of the Lamb. Yashar'al, O set apart Yashar'al. Hear these words, my brothers and sisters, for there is much ahead of us. There is much to do, much to learn. The presence of the Almighty Father will be magnified, proving that we have entered into our last days like never before. And there will be an uproar amongst us. There are those who think by being the loudest or the most charismatic or emotional will be the ones who rise up in leadership. Many will be sadly mistaken as the obedient ones emerge, who will be used in the unifying of a great set-apart people. There will be demonstrations from those led by the Almighty Father Yahuah, sent in Yahusha's name. There will be words from the anointed of Abba Yahuah, who will move each day, piercing the noise, piercing through all the noise, all the differences. The set-apart ones will stand strong and deliver what is necessary for the binding together of a rising, set-apart nation. We will grow to learn that through the discipline of the Almighty Father Yahuah, no matter how great the sound, no matter how loud, no matter how noisy things get, there will be those used for piercing the noise by the power, by the might of the Almighty Father Yahuah, sent in Yahusha's name. We will grow to discern his living voice directly and as he works through us, in us, one towards another. My brothers and sisters, there are many methods for piercing the noise. Some by coming away from wicked lips, some by drawing to those of like mind who are walking in obedience, filled with the Spirit of the Almighty Father, working within them and throughout them. While the list could be long, know this: in the midst of all sounds, from a baby crying to the pain and agony of a senior citizen in their final days, and all in between, all the noise that we hear, from machines to people, piercing the noise, we will witness set-apart instructions, living orders come before us. There will be no excuse. Even out of the many different languages, a set-apart family will emerge, led by the Spirit of Yahuah, sent in Yahusha's name. We will begin to identify how, when we're able to identify the action, the function, then we're able to place the appropriate labels and understand what words should be used. The days are here for us to begin asking ourselves, are we prepared to die on the position of belief that we hold? Have we chosen what we think is right out of obedience to the Almighty Father? Will we state our life on this position until our last breath? Are you willing to stake your life on it? Believe it or not, some will, and among them will be those confidently and sincerely wrong. Yes, mistaken. Are you confident in your pastor, moray, teacher, deacon, bishop, or any other spiritual leader? The time is now to begin major vetting, examining all, beginning with the one in the mirror and those whom we are in fellowship with, daily, moment by moment. Let us be as iron sharpening iron, my brothers and sisters. Choose wisely this day, my brothers, my sisters. Receive the improvements necessary for rising up and being among the set apart and gathered. Behold, O Yashar'al, the hand of the Almighty Father Yahuah is rising. We will witness being equipped with all that is necessary to fulfill tasks given to us individually and collectively. No one, nothing can stop the unfolding plan of the Almighty Father Yahuah, who is the beginning as well as the end. Be encouraged, my brother, my sister. Our redemption draws near. There is much work to be done. I invite you to establish a discerning position to discover what is expected. I invite you to pray and discuss expectations regarding end times. For as our final days emerge with challenges and tasks ahead of us, let us begin to discern and yield with correction to he who is being guided by the Almighty Father, he who is being used to pierce the noise. Be advised, forewarned, and read, for there will be individuals rising who will demonstrate what it means regarding piercing the noise. There will be mighty breakthroughs, deliverance from strongholds. There will be sounds of joy and there will be sounds of judgment. Until next time, my brother, my sister, my family, stay tuned, for I do believe there is much more to come. And we who are the children of the Almighty Father will discover some phenomenal things in the days ahead. On that note, I say to you, continue to pursue what is the will of the Almighty Father Yahuah in Yahusha's name. On these words I say, Shalum.